The NFL brought its show to London, turning Tottenham Hotspur Stadium into a gridiron battlefield. The Denver Broncos, riding a winning streak, faced the winless New York Jets in a tight, low-scoring game. The Broncos barely won 13-11, thanks to a tough defense that kept fans on the edge of their seats. Every play felt super important, with both teams under the international spotlight and pressure building from start to finish. The Broncos celebrated their third win in a row, while the Jets left London still looking for answers and their first win. For one team, the flight home was filled with pride. For the other, just frustration. The story of this game was truly all about Denver's defense. They were relentless, super dominant, and they reminded us of the legendary golden age of the Orange Crush. Every time the Jets tried to get their offense going, the Broncos' defensive wall was ready, almost like they knew exactly what the other team was going to do. The Broncos' front line completely took over the Jets' offense, keeping quarterback Justin Fields under constant pressure. With every snap, Fields had to fight hard to find an opening, but the pressure from Denver's pass rushers made it hard for him to breathe. Patrick Surtain, too, one of the best cornerbacks in the league, hardly had to work hard in the back, because the constant pressure from the front line meant the ball rarely went to the Jets' receivers. Surtain stayed alert, but his big role was actually in how he kept the defense solid. Denver's defense moved super fast to the ball, making strong tackles and playing with the style of true champions. Every time the Jets tried to run the ball, the Broncos players immediately closed off space and forced them to lose yards. The result was very clear. The Jets only managed to get a total of 82 yards the entire game, a number almost unheard of in modern NFL. These stats show just how amazing Denver's defensive performance was that night. Throughout the game, the Broncos' defense set the pace, never letting up, and kept bringing the heat. They really made a strong statement to the whole league that Denver is a team to watch out for. Even when Denver's offense wasn't doing great, their defense proved they could win the game all by themselves. This was a defensive masterpiece, a performance that Broncos fans will remember, and that sets a new standard for defensive units across the NFL. The Broncos' defense didn't just dominate, they threw a sack party in London. In a game filled with intensity and spirit, the Broncos showed their incredible defensive power. Denver sacked Justin Fields 9 times, with Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, and Justin Strnad all helping out. Each player added a lot, showing perfect teamwork and coordination. The constant pass rush broke down the Jets' offense, causing chaos and ending any hope of a comeback. Every time the Jets tried to start an attack, the Broncos were there to stop them. The final game-winning sack happened on a key 4th down, ending the Jets' last chance. This was a big moment, showing how tough and timely the Broncos' defense was. It wasn't just about sacks. Fields was under pressure on almost every play, forced to make quick throws and mistakes. The Broncos' defense kept him uncomfortable all game long. The Jets' wide receivers never stood a chance, and the Broncos' defense put on a show in pass rushing. Every attempt to throw a pass was stopped by tight defense. The crowd cheered as Denver's defense shut the door. The cheers from the London crowd added to the Broncos players' energy, creating a moment to remember. This was a masterclass in defensive football. Every player knew their job and did it perfectly, showing amazing discipline and dedication. The sack party defined this game. The Broncos showed that with teamwork and the right plan, they can rule the field, even in a foreign land. While the Denver Broncos were celebrating their big win on the field, things were very different for the New York Jets. The Jets players looked down, and their fans could only watch with disappointment. This was a night that would be remembered, not for something good, but for a huge failure by the Jets' offense. The Jets finished the game with a shocking -10 net passing yards, a truly amazing number and the worst in their team's history. Not only that, it was also the fewest passing yards the Broncos' defense had ever allowed in a single game, adding to the Jets' dark record. Justin Fields, who was supposed to lead the team, only completed 9 passes for a total of 45 yards. But the constant pressure from the Broncos' defense made him lose 55 yards from sacks, which meant the Jets' total passing yards actually went into the negative. The entire Jets' offense looked helpless. Every try to move forward was stopped by the other team's defense. In just the first half, the Jets only managed to get 32 net yards, a number far below what any NFL team would expect. Head coach Aaron Glenn couldn't hide his disappointment either. In the press conference, he honestly said, "Our passing game wasn't there." This short statement showed just how bad the situation was for the Jets that night. This bad performance was quickly compared to the lowest points in NFL history. Many experts and fans remembered dark times when other teams also failed in similar ways. But what the Jets went through this time felt even worse because of the high hopes they had at the start of the season. The trip to London, which was supposed to be a turning point and a fresh start for the Jets, instead made it clear how deep the problems were with their offense. Instead of bringing good changes, this overseas game just added to a long list of disappointments. With this result, the Jets hit a new low in a season already full of challenges and difficulties. The players sat on the bench with their heads down, knowing they needed to find a solution soon if they wanted to turn things around before the season ended without any hope. In a defensive battle, every point truly matters. Denver scored first. Rookie Bo Nix threw a 16-yard touchdown pass to Nateadkins, giving the Broncos an early lead. Jets kicker Nick Folk kept his team in the game, scoring 3 field goals. The Jets even took the lead after a safety, making the score 11-10. But with 5 minutes left, Broncos kicker Will Lutz kicked a 27-yard field goal to take back the lead. That kick turned out to be the game winner. The Broncos defense did the rest, stopping the Jets' last attempt to score. In a super close game, special teams and defense made all the difference. Lutz's kick sealed a thrilling victory. One of the most confusing moments in the game happened at the end of the first half. With a chance to go for it on 4th down and 1 yard, the Jets let the clock run out, choosing to be careful instead of aggressive. That choice caused clear frustration from players and fans, showing how careful and struggling the Jets' season has been. For a team that hadn't won yet, it was a missed chance that became a big talking point. The quarterback duel really told the story of this game. Bo Nix, cool and collected, managed the game really well. He completed 19 out of 30 passes for 174 yards and 1 touchdown, and didn't turn the ball over once. He made smart choices and avoided any costly mistakes. Justin Fields, on the other hand, was just trying to survive. He was sacked 9 times, constantly under pressure, and couldn't get the offense moving at all. The difference was huge. Nix had enough protection to do well. Fields had almost none. This game really showed that a quarterback is only as good as his offensive line. The final score was close, but the difference in how the two quarterbacks played was huge. Protection made all the difference. After the final whistle, emotions ran high. Broncos coach Sean Payton praised the defense but demanded cleaner play from the offense. The Denver locker room celebrated a 3rd straight win, knowing their defense carried them to victory. For the Jets, frustration and disappointment were everywhere. Coach Aaron Glenn took responsibility for the loss and conservative decisions, but the pressure is building. The Jets players, desperate for a win, left London looking for answers. The Broncos' tough win in London showed everyone who they are, a team built on strong defense and never giving up. With a 4-2 record, they're building up speed and belief in themselves. The sack party sent a clear message: Denver's defense is for real. For the Jets, the loss made their struggles even worse, leaving them without a win and searching for answers. Their offense has to get better, or this season will only get harder. 2 teams, 2 different paths. The Broncos are rising, the Jets are sinking. London was a turning point. One team left with hope, the other with only questions.